Can you see it now? That is one major disadvantage of connecting in series. You can put my next slide. Look at this quickly and see what is happening here. How many lamps
Good morning, everyone. Good morning once again. I'm so glad to see everyone here. I can see a lot of people are joining in right now. Even our trainer is here. Good morning. I know it's a Saturday and you all have, you know, several things that you would most likely be doing, but it's um it's great to see that you are here and I've taken out time to join us here. So I really appreciate that. So quickly in the chat box, we've muted it because we would like to have a very organized. We don't want noises. Just earlier in the when people joined, we could already hear noises in the background. So to have well coordinated and an opportunity for everyone to learn without interruptions from people. The training has been muted, but wherever we need you to speak, we will then unmute. We will unmute we will mute the training for you to speak. So please bear with us. In the chat box, you can share where you are joining from. Okay, I can see Bobby College is here. Oh, someone is from the Philippines again. Michelle, how are you doing? How is the Philippines now? What's the time there in the Philippines right now? I can see people, who have joined there. So please, you can just let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you are joining from. Your school, LPSS Ikoyi, Sunstone School, Awoyaya, Ikorodu, Lagos. Great, great. Thank you. I must also mention good afternoon from the Philippines. Again, what's the time in the Philippines right now? What's the time in the Philippines? Ijegun Junior Grammar School. You're welcome. Everybody welcome. Bridge International, Dainty Oaks, Community Primary School, Isheri, LPSS Ikoyi, Doha, Qatar. Wow, wow. What's the time in Qatar? What's the time in Qatar, Mr. Adebeshin? From Reed School, Lekki, Dainty Oaks School, Ibadan, Igbobi College, Tripod Learning Foundation, Lucy from St. Charles, Ilorin, Madonna International, Epetedo Community, Sunstone, Les Spur Cradle School. Is that strictly a French school? Lagos Baptist, Philippines time right now is 5:05 p.m. Wow, we're quite ahead of Nigeria with about 5 hours or six, no, 8 hours or so. It's 12:05 in Qatar. Wow, this is Noble Vine. If I miss your school, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, I'm just trying to wait for more people to join so they don't miss it when our amiable host and trainer starts, to take us through. So I'm just trying to wait. I must also mention that we are streaming on YouTube right now. Francis, if you don't mind, you can put the YouTube link so you can help share. So the reason is we find out that a lot of people have trouble connecting to Zoom, especially in these days where me and you know that the network providers have been a bit shifty. So we've tried to also stream this live on Zoom, on YouTube, pardon me, on YouTube, so we don't miss out on anybody. So Francis, please, if you don't mind, can you also share the link to the YouTube stream in the chat box? And if you have colleagues, friends who find it a bit hard to join the Zoom, you can maybe just share that with them and then they don't miss out and they can join us on YouTube. Thank you, Francis. I just wait for that and let a lot of people. Yeah, thank you. So the stream to the Zoom to the YouTube live is actually on. So you can join right now. It's the same thing. You are not missing anything, right? So you can encourage people to join the YouTube platform, and while they are there, they can like our videos. numerous videos, numerous trainings that we've had. The videos are on the YouTube channel, and people can join in, like, subscribe, and follow. Drop your comments on there. Someone is always there monitoring who would respond to you in real time. Yeah, so you can do that. Share with people. They can join the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we'll just start in about 2 minutes. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bede. I know I did mention 10:05, but we just want a lot of people to be able to join in so they don't miss out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I trust everybody has been good. The year has been good with you. No issues whatsoever, and the school year has begun in good stead also. So yeah, glad it's MIC Tech International School. That sounds like a tech school. It'd be great to have tech schools in Nigeria right now. And especially now that we're having games for learning, it'd be great to have a lot of schools join who their main focus is tech. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we'll begin in just 1 minute. I would just, before then, let me just read our trainer. Let me just read his bio. Welcome, Mr. Sheyi Agbede. I can see you there. So Mr. Sheyi Agbede is a highly accomplished learning and development specialist. He is a global speaker, MC, and executive coach with a strong focus on leadership growth and a passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Sheyi has helped numerous professionals and business enhance their leadership capacity and drive growth. He holds a BSc in mathematics, an MBA, and a master's in leadership alongside additional qualification from Highfields University and the CIPD in the UK. He started his career as an educator. Mr. Agbede brings extensive experience from both public and private sectors as a sought-after consultant and frequent speaker at international seminars and conferences. He makes significant impact across industries as he solidifies his reputation as a leader in the field of leadership development. So please give it up for Mr. Sheyi Agbede. You can drop your flowers, your claps in the chat box as I hand over to Mr. Sheyi Agbede so we can begin and wrap up on time so everybody can go about their various business. Your claps, flowers in the chat box as we welcome Mr. Sheyi Agbede. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheyi Agbede. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where you're joining us from. Just to be clear, please, thank you for all the claps and the emojis. Thank you so much. I would like to confirm if you can see and hear me clearly. So if you can, just drop a comment to let me know you can see and hear me clearly before we go ahead. Okay, thank you. At least I've received feedback from about 3 people to confirm that you can see and hear me. Fantastic. Thank you so very much. Earlier I heard that we have people joining us from different parts of the world. We're in different time zones right now. I'm currently in Ireland and it's about 9:12 a.m. here. So I'm an hour behind you guys that are in Nigeria. I know most people here are in Nigeria. But we have quite a few people, I think, from the Philippines and from Qatar, which is fantastic. We will try and get this done. I like to work with timing. So can I just confirm the admin, how much time exactly do we have for this so that I can work with the time that we have? I know we had discussed before, but are we still going with that? Please let me know.
Yes, please.
Okay, fantastic. So today we're talking about games for learning. So I have been tasked with the responsibility of torturing you with my face for the next 1 hour thereabout. And what we'll be looking at is games for learning. Okay, I know my profile has been, read, even though I had a video I wanted to, play, but I'm not going to play that video because of our time. Just go straight into it. But just a few things about myself. A number of you know, some of you know me. I started off my career, my teaching career in Lagos, Nigeria, and I was a teacher at Meadowhall, and I rose to the post of co-head teacher of the primary school before I relocated to Dublin, Ireland in 2021. And when I came here, it was an impossible task. Everyone had said, it's quite impossible to get into the teaching sector here. And the reason is that 99% of primary school teachers in Ireland are white, Irish, and female teachers, right? 99% of them. So it was, like I said, an impossible task to get into. But, well, all things went according to plan. In less than 6 months, I was able to break into that cycle. I presently have a permanent contract with the Department of Education. I work with quite a number of universities and government agencies on how to create diversity within the teaching sector. Recently, I started working with the EU Teachers Union as well. Started, did a talk for them earlier this year. And during that conversation, we were talking about how there was no representation from the African or Black community in leadership, in schools leadership across the EU, as a matter of fact. And because of how busy I am outside the school environment, I didn't want to get involved in school leadership because I just felt that, man, I'm too busy. A lot of people don't know, but I have like 3 lives. So my life outside the school environment is very busy. But I felt if anyone was going to break that kind of cycle, it's someone like me that has been successful in breaking some cycles in that sector earlier. So I decided to, take one for the team, as they would say. And a few weeks after that, an opening came up for a leadership position in my school for an assistant principal. I applied for that, and without any, it was actually kind of handed to me on the platter. So I presently am the assistant principal in my school as well, and so many other things that are coming up as well. So yes, that is me. Now let's run into what it is that we have to do today. Now I can see everybody's chats, comments. This is supposed to be an engaging and interactive time. So please engage. Don't be a fly on the wall. Don't just be a fly perching on the wall. I see we're on YouTube as well, so I can see the YouTube as well. So for those that are on YouTube, if you drop your comments, I can see all of that as well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play a video. Okay, I'm going to play a video for us, and we're going to watch the video. Okay, and when the video is done, what I want us to do is admin, we had talked about setting up groups. Will that still be possible? If it's not possible, let me know. If it's possible, let me know as well.
Yes, it is possible.
It's possible. Fantastic. Good. So we're going to watch this video. It's about a 5-minute video by itself. If I can cut it down, shut down some places so that you can just get the meat things. Now it's called Shift Happens 2025. And what I want us to do is, there's so many information, so many facts that are being discussed in that very short video. So what I want to do is, when you finish watching the video, please listen to the instructions, right? We are educators here, and you always give instructions to your learners as well. So listen to the instructions I'm going to be giving to you. So the first thing is, you watch the video. While you're watching the video, please pay attention to everything that is being said in the video. When the video is done, you'll be pushed into your groups. I think we have 5 groups set up. Am I correct? 5 groups.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes. So we have 5 groups. You're going to be pushed into your groups. Now, when you get into your groups, you have 3 minutes. Okay, let me say 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes, right? I'll give you 5 minutes. Now, the first thing you're going to do is, when you get into your group, as quickly as you can, introduce yourselves when you can. So if you just drop a message in the chat, whatever, do that very quickly. And then if you want to, if you have the time, you can give your group a name. Okay, so have a name for your group. Otherwise, I'll just have you as group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you want, you can, spice it up a little, give your group a name. And then I want you guys to discuss what you learned from the video that we're about to watch. Okay, now when you get back from your groups, So while you are in your group, nominate one person that is going to type out the feedback of what you guys have discussed in your group. Now, don't write an epistle because we don't have the time, right? So just 1 line, 2 lines of what it is that you learned from the group. If I have time, I may get you to speak, but because of time, that's what I'm just saying, just drop it in the group. That's what we're going to do, right? So listen once again, listen to the video, watch the video, get the point. You go into your groups, introduce yourselves, nominate one person to give us feedback from your group, talk about what it is that you've learned from the video, and then you'll be back in 5 minutes. So let me see if I can set that up now. Okay. All right, so good. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then I will see you afterwards. How do you join the group? Don't worry. When I haven't opened the group yet, the breakout rooms, I haven't opened the breakout rooms yet. So when the breakout room is open, you will see an automatic notification for you to join your own group. So that goes for everyone as well. And just in case you're having any problems, it's fine. We'll try and sort it out for you. So let me play the video now, and then I'll come back after that. Okay, so because of our time, I'm going to stop the video there. Like I said, I'm watchful of our time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push everyone to our breakout rooms. Right, it's going to be assigned automatically. I don't know anybody here rather. So we're going to be in 5 rooms. Once again, for the benefit of those just joining us, you go into your rooms, discuss what it is that we have just watched. Some of the not everything. I mean, like, I don't have time. I have about maybe a minute more on that video, but I mean, that's enough. What you have seen is enough. Discuss what it is that you've learned from that video. Appoint one person to give us feedback when you get back from the rooms, and then we'll take it from there. If you have time, give yourself a name as well. That would be really cool. I mean, give yourself a funky name. Don't be so serious. It's a Saturday morning. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to push you into your rooms right now. Okay, so your rooms are open now, so go ahead, join your rooms, and then see you back here afterwards. So for those that have been asking, you should see a notification on your device right now to ask you to join your room. So you can do that right now. Yeah, I see a number of people are joining their rooms, so please go ahead. Okay, Mr. Hope Michael, you say you can't see the group you're assigned to. Okay, give me a second. I'll try and figure that out for you. For the benefits of those that are just joining, we are presently in breakout rooms. Okay, for those that are yet to be assigned, give me a second. Let me assign that now. Okay, so I guess everybody should be assigned now. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. I was able to jump into the different rooms there, and I could hear a number of conversations going on. My sincere apologies for those on YouTube, Juliana and Augustus. I did see your messages earlier, but I can see now. My sincere apologies. I would have asked you guys to do yours right in the chat comments there. I would have been able to see it there. Unfortunately, I didn't see that on time, but it's not too late. If you were here earlier when I played the video and you still want to make your comments, you can do that in the chat. I can see you. Just do that there. All right. So for every other person in the Zoom room, welcome back. Like I said, I got into all the rooms there and I could hear some conversations. Okay. So for those that were in room 1, can you have access to the video? Yes, I can share that with you later. It's a video on YouTube, so you can have access to it, Miss Ibrahim, if I'm correct. Now, group 1, who is going for group 1? I could hear some interesting names that we had come up with. So group 1, who's going for group 1? Okay, well, you're all muted, so you won't be able to speak, I believe. Okay, so just chat. Tap. The groups were interesting. Thank you very much, admin. So drop your comments. I don't think I will have time to be able to unmute anybody right now and all of that. So, or admin, if you can help do that. But if not, so each group, just drop your comments. I'm sure you have appointed someone to do that. Oh, they can speak now. Fantastic. So group 1, who is speaking for group 1? Going.
Okay, let me, sorry, the people that were appointed were not available. So we didn't finalize, but let me just say 2 things. I may have missed 1 or 2 things, but what came out was, 1, we chose the name Champion Group.
Okay.
Yes, and then we mentioned the fact that it's what we saw was very illuminating, that it's challenging for teachers, that this is the age of big data. And we have to be intentional because there's so much data out there for us to take and impact on our learners. And then the fact that that we are going to see jobs that don't exist we're being trained. Are being exposed. So we need to be intentional in exposing our learners to different things, creative ideas, creative things that will enable them to key into what the future holds for us. That's just amongst I think I just took those 2. I think there were 2 other points, but I'm not sure I got it very well.
Okay, so thank you very much. That's group 1. So we're going to move on to group 2. Group 2, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheyi. My name is Abuchi Uduma from Lagos. I represent group 2.
Okay.
I believe you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So in our group, we discovered that from the video, data is a big deal.
Sorry,
information.
go ahead. Do you have a group name for your group? Did you people agree on it?
Yes, our group name is Pace Setters.
Pace Setters. Okay, you're setting the pace. All right, go ahead.
Okay. We are in a data-driven generation. Information is most important. The means through which the information is passed is widening, and technology is being utilized to easing every aspect of our lives, even creating solutions for unknown problems. Challenges arising from data security and cybersecurity sectors, and we also discovered that there is need for us to rise as leaders to make sure that the generation that we are taking care of is well placed in the right positions where they can function maximally in this data generation that we found ourselves in.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. I know you people are professors. You can write a whole book for us from the feedback. Thank you so very much. Now, because of our time, right, I'm conscious of our time. So each group, when you're speaking, please, you have 1 minute, so that we can move on very quickly. Thank you very much, group 2. So let's move on to group 3.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Mrs. Abanom, Assistant Head Teacher for Heritage House, and I am representing Group 3. So we named ourselves, or we suggested that we should name ourselves the AI Triggered Group.
Hey.
So some of the things that we discussed is that now this era that we find ourselves is the era of big data. There are things that we look out for that people before us have not done, and now it's being done. Many of the things that people considered no-go area, we see that there are prospects there, starting from content creation. A lot of people are doing all of these things and are earning big money for it. Now, the video shows what the world would look like in a few years from now, and the facilities that we are practicing and training for. How are we preparing our children? How prepared are we in the first place? What do we know? Sometimes when you tell teachers, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Quillbox, you can use different AIs to make your lesson plans, and then trying to see how to incorporate your human nature into it. Teachers are wondering, they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying. So many of these teachers don't even have access to this information in the first place. So they're still preparing children to be furniture makers, to be journalists, to be, doctors and lawyers. But there are different things, and there's a lot of things that could be. Now here, part of the questions we can ask.
Thank you so much, Group 3. Thank you. Fantastic points that you have mentioned. The AI triggered group. It is well. I hope that answer is not an AI triggered answer. All right.
No, it's not. We discussed
Thank you so much. I mean, just kidding around. All right, Group 4. Let's go. I think your group is Tetra Group. I think I saw that in the chat earlier. Group 4. Let's go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is speaking for Tetra Group.
Tetra.
Our group was group number 4, and our name was, or C is Tetra Group. Okay. So we tried to analyze the content of the video, and we saw the statistics, pointing to the large volume of people getting involved in online or digital activities. And we agreed that already our society has come to a place where the world is becoming more digital than physical. So we concluded that going forward,
lost in transmission. Okay, I think we're having network challenges, and now because of our time, I'm gonna have to move on as well. So Group 5, Group 4, don't worry. Group 4, calm down, right? I won't take it. I won't penalize you. It's not your fault, or it's not the speaker's fault, right? So Group 5, let's go ahead quickly.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I am Miss Adeawe from Dentio School, Akobo, Ibadan. And the name of our group is Starlight Group. So from the video, we discovered that we're shown how the world was and how it has changed and how it will continue to change and how the world has become digital. And as educators, if we are not digital ourselves, if we are not prepared, there is no way we would meet the needs of the kind of children, the kind of learners that we have now, or will continue to have in the nearest future. So aside from allowing allowing ourselves to also become digitalized, we also need to teach the children how to be digitalized and how to develop skills that will be useful even for problems that we do not know about yet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very short, sharp, and simple. Very good. And I can see a number of people are putting their comments in the box there as well. Fantastic. Please keep that coming. Keep that coming. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your feedback. You have all given very fantastic information. I know we have a very short time because I popped into all the rooms and I could hear some fantastic conversations going on there. So that's really great. Now, from now on till the end of today's session, I'm going to be awarding group points to each of our groups, right? Based on engagement, based on answers to my questions, based on whatever it is that we'll be doing throughout today. Now, this is how the group stands presently. You can see your group name there, and you can see the points that you have. Everybody has, because everybody participated in this activity, so everybody has the same number of points. Now, as I said, as we continue to go on, I will continue to add points there, and I'm looking out for engagement. So while that is on, I have 1 extra point for group 4 and group 3 and group 5, because I see they are being engaged. That is, please, when you're dropping any comment, put your group name there so that we know. So I can see AI Trigger, so I'm giving you 1 extra point, AI Trigger, and the Starlight group, 1 extra point for you guys as well, because I can see your comments in the comments box. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm going to move ahead. Now, the reason why I asked us to do that is because somehow some people may still be here, especially from let's ask this question. Let us say they have always been. The same method of work for me when I was a student will work for my students now. Yes or no? Put that in the chat. Let me see. Yes or no? No. I can see a bedrock of no's there. No. Very good. So, because some teachers may feel when I was growing up, what we were very serious people. These children are distracted. How can you be bringing a distraction into the classroom, right? Just in case you're one of those people. Okay. Eze on YouTube as well. Eze says no. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, just in case you're still one of those people, please have a rethink. Right? In fact, this session is not for you. We need a deliverance session for you somewhere else. We need to send you for deliverance. When you are delivered, you can come back and join us. Because the world has changed. The world has changed. And if the developing nations don't step up what they need to do, the gap will even be wider. Now we have a wide gap as it is, right? I mean, I play around the world. I work on world stages, and I see some of these disparities, right? The gap between the developed and the developing nations right now is quite wide. But if the developing nations don't do anything to change that now, it's going to get wider. Because we are now fully, I mean, we've moved away from the agrarian age, we've moved into we have moved into the AI age right now, right? So we started with the IT age and all of that. So we're in the AI age right now. And take for example, right? I don't know if I may know if you have heard of DeepSeek. DeepSeek, the Chinese version of ChatGPT. Yeah, it was released a few weeks ago. Are you aware that in 24 hours after DeepSeek was released, some American companies lost $1 billion in value? They did not buy oil. They did not buy barrels of oil. All they just did was release a software, and some people lost $1 billion of revenue, right? That is the way the world is going. Technology is taking over the world. So if we don't step up, I rest my case there. Let's run, because we have a lot of things to talk about within the short time that we have. So yes, I'm going to skip a number of things, right? There's a concept about digital natives and digital immigrants, right? A number of educators here right now are digital immigrants. What that means is you were born in an era that wasn't digitalized, and then you migrated into an era that is digitalized, right? So you're an immigrant. Meanwhile, the learners you have in your classrooms are digital natives. They were born 6 months after they were born. They could use the iPad, they could use their tabs and all of that. For some of you, you got 30. Your first mobile device was when you were 30 years old. You are not of the same generation. You don't understand things the way they understand it. So that's part of why we need to change our mindset. Okay, now we talked about some jobs that, I mean, one of the things in the video that talked about, we're preparing children for jobs that don't even exist yet. That is the dilemma of the 21st century educator. You know, the mindset is usually, the teacher is I heard someone say that in their group as well, that the teacher that information is now democratized. Everybody has access to it. Gone are those days where it was only the professors. Information were only available in books in certain libraries around the world. So it was some of these professors that could only access that kind of information. So whatever they told us was law. But right now, whatever I say, as I'm talking right now, if you think anything I'm saying is not true, you check it online. Google will give you whatever will give you the answer. So the information has been democratized, right? So as an educator, as a teacher, it's a dilemma for you. How can you be preparing children for a job that even you don't know what it is, but it's your responsibility to prepare them for it? That is an educator's dilemma. Because if I know what it is, at least I can maybe study it and then try to teach them, okay, this is how you do the job. But I don't even know what the job is going to be. So how can we prepare the learners for that? Okay, so some of the jobs, that the top 10 jobs that have emerged today did not exist 10 years ago, a decade ago. A social media manager. I can imagine while we were growing up, when they asked you, when we had all those career days and all of that. Apologies for those that can't see this clearly. Don't worry, you get the slides. I actually did not want to use any slides before, but I just decided for the benefit of some people that prefer slides, you'll get the slides afterwards. So don't worry about that. So when we were growing up, the only profession is either a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, and others. Okay, so you can imagine 10-15 years ago, you asked your child, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a social media manager. You want to social media, you want to be wasting your life, all your life. That's probably the response we would have received. Okay, there someone said a nurse. Yes, those are some of the things, but right now the world has changed. Social media managers, do you know how an influencer, thank you, do you know how people are earning from social media today? I heard that in one of the groups as well, how people are making so much money from that. I mean, don't want to talk. I was saying to some people a few days ago, you all know this guy now, what's his name? This TikTok guy, I can't remember this guy's name. I was saying, some people make, you feel that you feel that you are not talented or you don't have any gift. Some people make money from making a fool of themselves on social media. Pella, thank you very much. Pella, do you know how much Pella makes per week? Per week on social media. The last interview, he was talking about making about 50 million every week. He's not as educated as some of you here. He makes that money by making a fool of himself online. That is the world that we live in. The most successful TikToker in the world, Kabila, what's this guy's name? He doesn't even speak. Some of you, if we leave you to speak, you can speak for a whole day, you won't stop. This guy does not speak. He does not talk. He does not talk. That's the world it is that we live in. So, educators, he's not even a graduate. So, thank you very much, Omawumi. He's not even a graduate. So, these are the kinds of jobs that we had: an app developer, cloud computing specialist, digital marketing specialist, user experience designer, sustainability manager. All these jobs did not exist a decade ago. Cryptocurrency specialist, AI and machine learning engineer, genetic counselor. So, you can see. And so we don't even know if these jobs will exist 10 years from now. See the dilemma we face. So, ladies and gentlemen, educate power of games. It's powerful to use games in education. Why? Games are they're not just for leisure, right? They are effective for learning. Research indicates that games can boost cognitive functions like memory and reasoning. Have you seen the way some of these kids play these games? Cybersecurity experts, thank you very much. Certain games can even address age-related memory issues. So complex decision making. Have you wondered how some children come to your class, they are struggling to remember maybe their multiplication tables, but they can list for you the top first team of all the Premiership teams in Premiership football? Have you wondered why? Is it not the same memory? Oh, okay. Let's move on. Because of our time, right? I wanted to get into a bit more practical stuff today. Because you're going to get this slide, okay, I probably would skip through a couple of things so that we can go into some real practical stuff today. Let me see. Admit, they're going to get the slides, right? I've sent that to you already, so you can share the slides with them. Now, let me just talk about this very quickly. Now, there's a concept, game-based learning and gamification. There are two different things, and I just want to talk about that very quickly. Now, what is the difference between game-based learning and gamification? Now, game-based learning is when game elements are used to teach specific skills, right? So in other words, the lesson you are doing, or the thing that you are teaching, is being done on a game. Okay, so that's what's called a game-based learning. However, gamification is when it's not a game that you are playing, however, you are applying some game mechanics into what it is that you are doing. So you are doing some activities to simulate a game experience. So that's the difference. Game-based learning is you playing games, using games. And when we're talking about games, you have digital games, you have non-digital games. Because sometimes a lot of people feel, oh, in my parts, in my school, we're not so advanced, we don't have this, we don't have that. You don't necessarily have to use digital games. If you have access to digital games, that's fantastic. But it doesn't have to be digital games, right? There are several other board games and different games that you can use in the classroom. Okay? So game-based learning is where you are actually using the game to teach the lesson, while gamification is when you are using game elements to imbibing game elements into the learning. Okay, now, what are some of the game elements that you can, involve into the lesson? So you have points, badges, rewards, right? Now, the same way, like I said, all through today, I'm going to be awarding points. I can see a lot of comments and everybody putting their group name there so that they can earn points. Don't worry, I will come back and give you your points. I will give you your points, don't worry. So yes, you have, those are some of the things. So let's for completing quizzes or assignments, just to see where you guys earn points already today, for achieving specific learning objectives, leaderboards and competition. So a leaderboard is similar to what I showed you earlier. Like what I showed you earlier, where you had your names and the points that you have and all of that. That's what a leaderboard is. So that's a way of, including game elements into what it is that you're teaching. You could also have quests and missions, right? Where students embark on quests or missions related to the learning content, making the learning process more interactive and engaging, so that research that they can do together. Learning doesn't have to start and end in one lesson. You can do it over maybe 6 weeks, over 1 month, whatever it is that works best for you. And then progressions and advancements. Now that's okay. So, now before we go ahead, okay, like I said, we are really, really running on time. Ideally, this kind of training, we should do it 3 hours, 4 hours training, right? So we'll have time to delve deep into this thing. But I know we don't have that time for now. Okay, now, I'm going to be going into practical sessions, just to give you a few practical things to take away. Quizzes is preferable. Champions group, okay. Now, I'm going to be giving you some practical, we'll go into some practical sessions, some tools that you can use, digital tools, free digital tools. Almost everything I'm going to show you today are going to be free tools that you can use in your lessons. But before that, I have another game for you. You know me, I like games, right? I have another game for you. I'm going to be showing you a word search, okay? A word search that has keywords of some of the things that we've talked about today. Now, what I want you to do is, in the comments, if you find any of the words, put your group name and put the word there in the comments section very quickly. As many as I can see, I would, give you a point for it once you get it right. So I'm going to give you maybe 2-3 minutes to work that out. Let me see. Is it ready? Yes, it is ready. That is it. So go ahead. There are several words in that word search relating to what it is. Some people have started giving me answers already. Champions group, engagement. Okay, so Champions group has 1 point. I've seen engagement. Group 2. Group 2, what's your name? Group 3, give me the name of the group. I don't know. Give me the name of your group. Hey, how can I keep up with this? Educator, see how you're fighting for points. AI Trigger. You have AI Trigger on YouTube as well. Okay, I can. Okay, okay. I need to be able to keep up with this. Okay. Challenge, motivation, problem solving, feedback, exploration, pace setters. Okay. Immersion, motivation. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You people you are really struggling to get this point. It's okay. Calm down, right? Okay, guys, calm down. Calm down. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, right? On YouTube, I can see adaptability, Mr. Oluwagbenga Olakpeju, exploration, adaptability, problem solving, rewards for group one, strategy. Damilola says strategy, collaboration. That's from Miss Jem. Okay, calm down, educators. It's okay. I'm taking it away. It's okay. Now, what I'm going to do for you is I will calm down. I will give you your points. I'll give every 3 points. You guys have heard it. Let me give you your points. If not, some people will not let me rest today. So 3 points for AI Trigger, 3 points for Champions, 3 points for Starlight, 3 points for Pace Setters, and 3 points for Tetra. Okay, fantastic. It's okay. Miss Victoria, you say you don't have a group. Okay. You can see the group names that we have here. Okay, I wanted to ask you to choose any group, but you probably will choose the one that have the highest points already. Anyways, let's get back to what it is that we're doing. So now what I want to do is look at some practicals, some practical games or tools that you can use in the classroom. Give me a sec. So as I said earlier, you're gonna get the slides. Okay, so a number of things that I'm skipping because of our time, but you can read up on some of those things on the slides when you get them. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is top marks, right? So let's look at some technologies for gamification, okay? So just so that you can have something to take away from this. We've looked at why gamification is important. Mr. Olusheson, you say you don't have a group as well. It's okay. Now for others, all of you that you don't have a group, we'll put you as others. I'll add your own group as others, right? Because you were not here earlier when we put them into groups. But I need to run ahead with this. So the first thing I'll look at is top marks, right? I mean, I love top marks a lot. I don't know if anybody here has used Top Marks. It's a UK-based website, but it has fantastic resources, and they are absolutely free. Let me show you some of them. So this is Top Marks. So one that I play this almost every day with the children. It's called Hit the Button. So now Top Marks. This is Top Marks, right? You can see it has levels 3 to 5. It has 5 to 7. It has 7 to 11, and all of that. It has different games and categories. Now, Top Maths is essentially for maths. Okay, forgive me that I'm starting with maths. I'm biased to maths. Some people that know me, I drink maths. Right, I'm starting off with maths, but I'll show you other resources as well. Okay, so that's what Top Maths is. So you can go through them. Yeah, maths. Yeah. So you can go through them, and you can see there's so many, and they're really fun and interactive. But the one that I love, that I play almost every day, I use almost every day with my kids, is what's called Hit the Button. And instead of reciting multiplication 2 times 1, I don't do that. I mean, if you still do that in your classroom in this day and age, please forgive yourself before we come against you. Someone is saying you can't see well. I'm not quite sure the reason for that. Is that the same experience with everybody else? if that's not, it might be, if you're using your mobile device, right? What I would recommend is, you know, put your phone in a landscape mode. It might get you bigger. It might get the bigger screen for you, so you can see a bit better. Well, it's the websites, right? That's the full website I'm showing you. But let me just show. Let me show you the game. So let's just see. Okay, so for example, I like to play number bonds a lot, or you can have timetables, they have doubles, they have halves, and all of that. So let's say we're playing number bonds, okay, and I want to work with. It depends on the year, the year of the classes that you're working with. So let's say you want to do number bonds to 10. For some, I mean, you know what number bonds are, two numbers that you can add together to make 10. Okay, so if, for example, I'm playing number bonds to 10, and so it has the timer in 1 minute, you have the score and all of that. Now, I play this I have an interactive whiteboard in my classroom, so I just put it on the board. Why is that important? Why do I do that as well? For the kinesthetic learners, right? Because they're coming to the screens and they're trying to tap and all of that. It's movement in the classroom as well. For those people that have a lot of energy, that's fantastic for them. They need to move around. So all I did is click on the game, and then you have 9. So for example, they look for the 1. What number do you add to 9 to make a 10? That's 1. You click on that. You have 2. What number do you add to that? So this is a very simple thing, but like I said, they're having to think and tap, and they figure out how many points they can. Mr. Adedoyi on YouTube says, can this be used for grade 10 to 12 students? Of course. Now, this is just, so there are different ones that you can do there. So you can see it has even decimal points. So make decimal points. You can go back, if you want to use halves and doubles, tables, they have tables there. So you can have tables. If you want to use maybe 12 times tables, there's one that either have hits the answer. So that one, it gives you the question, you hit the answer, or there are some that gives you have the hit the question, where it gives you the answer, you check the question. So take, for example, let's say you're doing 8 times, which is hit the answer, right? If you play that, it gives you the question and you have to hit the answer. What is 8 times 8? You look for it, you tap on it, 64. What is 9 times 8? This is hit the answer. Now you have hit the question. So take, for example, I have 9 times for hit the question. It gives them the answer, they look for the question. So the reverse of that. So you have 99. What would you multiply together to give you 99? You can do that. Now, if you now want, you can even do a mix of all the multiplication tables. So it's not specific to, 3 times table or 4 times table. You can do a mix, okay? So, for example, if you play a mix, so 3 times 7, 21, 4 times 4, 16. So it's bringing up different things. You can do a lot of things with that. This is one I love. But like I said, if you go back to the top marks page, there are so many of them there. You can explore as many as you want. This is my go-to guy, right, in my math lessons, because it has a number of resources and it's free. You know, as much as possible, I always look for free stuff. Yes, there's some things I pay for, but as much as possible, I look for free stuff. And by the way, the game that we played earlier, the word search that we played earlier, okay, let me just quickly drop that for you. It's very easy thing. You can create that. And how can you use that in your lesson? So take, for example, the keywords of the lesson. Instead of you having to, you just write the keywords on the board. What is gamification? What is this? You don't necessarily spice up the lesson. So what I do sometimes is my keywords, I don't bother. I put it in the word search and ask them to look for it. Sometimes I can do things like matching. So maybe it's a new set of keywords that I haven't used before. I can have words and then have definitions, and I just juggle everything up and I ask them to try and sort it out, right? Those are games you can play in the classroom. In 5 minutes, I've already taught the keywords I want to teach. The children are excited. They've had fun doing that a lot. So what I used for that word search, and I created it in less than 5 minutes. In fact, probably less than 3 minutes. Let me show you. It's called Super Teachers Worksheet. Now, if you go to superteachers.com, they have a lot of activities there, right? So that's another fantastic tool. Thank you, Mrs. Jem. We talked about Polypad. See, like I said, when it comes to technology, right, there are 1,000,000,001. I'm not here to teach you all I'm just here to show you what is possible. Some of you may even have better resources than I have that I don't even know about, and I will steal from you. We are here learning together. I will steal it, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I will steal it, and I will go and use it. It's all for the benefit of my kids in the classroom, right? So this is Super Teachers. This is what I used to create that word search that you just saw now. So all I'll need to do, I'll set, is it basic level that I want? Is it intermediate? Is it advanced? So for the person that was asking for year 10 to 12, or 10 to 12, grade 10 to 12 students, yes. So you can pick maybe advanced search for them, okay? What do you want on the header? Is it just their name? You can put whatever it is that you want. The title of the post will say, I use games for learning. You can put your name there. So let me put my name. Mr. Agbede is my name. Do you want the words in alphabetical order or not? Okay, no, I don't want that. And then I can just go ahead and type the words that I want here. Now, for those of you that use AI and all of that, it's a simple thing. I can go to a chat box and say, okay, I'm doing a lesson, a history lesson on... Okay, so because I said history because Mr. Olusegun on YouTube just talked about something about history. He said, do we have gamification for subjects like history, government, Yoruba? Okay, yes, we do. Unfortunately, because I don't teach some of those things, right? So I'm working with what I'm more comfortable. If I teach it, I will find it. If it was a longer session and all of that, and maybe you had asked me ahead of time, I can put some resources together. But by the way, let me say something. By the end of this training, I'm going to be giving you a free gift for those that stay to the end of the training. Okay. I just recently put a document together. It's 100 AI tools for educators, right? I recently put it together. I was going to sell it, but I don't know. I've not received the leading to sell it yet. But I'm going to give you guys for free today for those that wait till the end. Okay. It's 100 AI tools for different things about education that you can use, and most of them absolutely free. So you probably will find a number of things there, Mr. Olusegun, that you were talking about. So for those that use AI, I can just go into any AI tool. I'm teaching a lesson on photosynthesis. I'm teaching year 2's photosynthesis. Give me 10 keywords relating to that. I copy those keywords, I put it here, and I click generate. Let me just, for the sake of... Okay, so let me copy the keywords that I used for that game that we just played, just so to show you how to do this yourself if you want to do it. So I've put in the keywords here, and that's basically it. All I just do is create worksheets. It's creating my worksheet with my keywords, and that's it. My worksheet is there, and the solutions are at the bottom there if you want it. So you can see that in 2 seconds, 2 minutes, I've created a worksheet that would engage my learners. That's the important thing. Mr. Daniel says, do you have gamification for subjects like design and technology for grade 10? Oh, yes. I mean, if you're looking at things like Minecraft and all of those things, you would have a lot of those things there. I don't know if anybody has. So because, like I said, because of the time that we have, this is already past 10 my time, which is past 11 your time. So there's a limit to what it is that we can this worksheet be downloaded? Oh, definitely. You can see there's download button here. Just go ahead and download it. Yes. I can even download this one that we just created now and put it in the chat box. Maybe I should even do that. So it can be downloaded. Someone is asking for the AI tools for those that came late. Don't worry. That's on YouTube. Mr. Tony Daniel. Yes, don't worry. Everybody, if you stay to the end of the lesson, if you stay to the end, you will get it. All right. So, okay. Let's run, guys. Let's run. We don't have time. Before admin begins to kick me out of here. So we've talked about top marks, right? Top marks is essentially for math. My go-to guy for English is word wall. I don't know if anybody uses word wall. Anybody has heard of word wall before? Now, so my go-to for math is top marks. My go-to for English is word wall. And let me show you what word wall looks like. Is it possible to use this at university level? Now, it depends on, some of these resources. So, for example, I just used a worksheet, the word search sheet for you here. You guys are not primary school children now, but you were able to engage in it. So there are certain activities that you can use. It depends on what it is that you're trying to achieve, right? Obviously, the activity that you're going to do is... it should be related to the age level that you're working with. That's why you're educators. You're fantastic at what it is that you do. Okay, so Mr. Ibrahim says he uses top marks for maths. That's good. So definitely you have to tailor your... You're not hearing anything. Is that from me? I think things are fine from my end. What is the URL of the page used for the word search? Okay, let me drop the URL for the word search in the chat box. Give me a second. I'll drop that for you. Boom, there you go. So I've dropped the URL. It's Super Teachers, but I've dropped the URL for you. So you can just click on that to get you there. All right, so okay, thank you very much. Someone is confirming my audio is fine, loud and clear. Rukayat as well. Thank you. Good. So let's go on. So I've talked about word wall. Now, this is what word wall looks like. Just like the Top Marks one, right? They have different games, different activities, and all of that. Now, I know we have learners, we have educators from primary and secondary here. I teach in the primary sector, so a lot of resources that I use are from the primary sector, but some of them are appropriate for even secondary. It depends on how it is, but forgive me if the resources I'm showing you are more of the primary, because that's where, I mean, I've been teaching in the primary sector for about 16 years, so forgive me if most of the resources I'll talk about. But the 100 tools I said I'm going to give you cuts across, even to the university level, right? It cuts across. That one cuts across, because that one is generalized, it's not for this. Okay, so you can see, okay, so take for example, this, let's say I'm teaching, which one is this? Okay, so so for younger learners, you can use this to teach even things like phonics. Which one is this? Hit the memes, play or else, flint. No, I don't know what this one is. Let me go back to one that I use that I know of. Let me search for word wall. Okay, someone give me a topic that we should search for. Let me think of one. Okay, I think, which one was I playing recently? Was that yesterday or so? Okay, I think yes. I was playing something on this one. Okay, so let's just look at this one, for example. This is a first grade game. And then you can switch the templates. They have different templates here. So this one is Whack-A-Mole template. This is Anagram, where they get to unscramble the words. This is Game or Quiz. They have any of them. But let me use the Whack-A-Mole template. Let me make it bigger for you. So what you're supposed to do is, you know, if it's the correct spelling, you tap on it. Once again, this is another interactive tool I use. So they come on the board and they're tapping and tapping. You know, that's what I make them do. Level 2, hit the correct. So after give, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct as well. You know, now this is wrong. So if I had tapped that would be wrong. So this is an example of, you know, this one, and you have some of more advanced for more advanced learners and stuff. So you can choose different ones that are there. It depends on what it is that you want to achieve. So explore the website. That's word wall. They have Scratch for the science guys here. For those of you that know what Scratch is, they have Scratch. They have different games that are available there. And why I like these games, they are very colorful, interactive. Because I mean, okay. So let me say this. This year I'm teaching in the ASD unit. For those that, some of you may not imagine me in the ASD unit. What's the ASD unit? That's autism spectrum disorder. So the special needs class is where I am. I've got 6 special needs, 6 autism children in my class. So because of, you know, the peculiarities of the children in my classroom, if the lesson is not interesting, if it's not fun, then you are not going to achieve anything. Because I mean, sometimes it's behavioral issues. Some of them are abusive. Some of them are not even verbal and all of that. So how do you now engage some of those learners? It's not, you know, available. It's not ideal. Someone is asking for offline games for PCs. So, okay. I mean, there are quite a number of offline games, right? But me, because everywhere I go here, as in we have internet everywhere. So I've not thought about offline games because it's almost impossible for me to go anywhere that there's no internet, right? But there are quite a number of offline games But to be honest, right, the world is moving away from offline stuff. Take, for example, your Microsofts and all of that. Office 365, Office 365 and stuff like that. You used to be able to get the software installed and all of that. Right now, they are moving away from all of that. Everything is online. You just pay a subscription and you move on. So the world is moving away from that, right? I'm sure there will still be a number of, offline games and stuff that you can download and install. I don't use many of them, so I may not be able to advise you on that. Maybe later I can put in some resources for you and send to you later. I can do that if that would help you as well. Okay, so we've talked about top marks, we've talked about World War. I may not have time to talk about this one. Khan Academy, right? You probably have used Khan Academy. I was going to talk to you about Khan Academy as well because of our time. Admin, please tell me how much time we have left. If you tell me to stop now, I'll stop. Okay. Admin has spoken. All right. So I won't be able to talk about Khan Academy. You can do some research on that yourself. Let me see. What else can we talk about now? Quizlet. Well, Duolingo. Does anybody use Duolingo here, especially for language practice? Now, in a place where, like I am, where English is not, in fact, I'm in Ireland, right? Ireland is the only English-speaking country in the whole of Europe. The only English-speaking country. So I have a lot of learners that come to our classrooms, and they don't have English, not because they are not smart, not because, it's just because English is not their language. For many of us, it may not be the experience. I mean, English is, a lot of us here in Nigeria, English is the official language. Everybody speaks English there. But when you come here, English is not the official language for many countries. So you have a German boy in your classroom, he doesn't speak English. How do you get to communicate? How do you get to converse? Right? I know this is a gamification lesson, so these are, I may not be able, when you're talking about AI tools in education and stuff like that, I can show you some of those things, how to converse with them. Mr. Emmanuel, Khan Academy is very interactive for learners. Champions group. Mr. Emmanuel, you want points, Abi? You want points? Okay. Let me give you, let me not be biased. I won't give you points yet. Anyway, let's go on. So Duolingo is fantastic. I saw someone, yes, Duolingo, French, and ABC for kids. Fantastic. Yes, that's among me. Yes, so you can use Duolingo. I use Duolingo myself personally because obviously I'm in Ireland. One of the requirements for primary school teachers in Ireland is to speak the Irish language. Okay, which is one of the reasons why you don't find non-Irish people in the primary sector. But maybe call it grace, call it whatever, because the ideal thing is you need to learn the language before you get employed as a primary school teacher here. But in my own case, I was employed and asked to go and learn the language. So I'm learning the language, and one of the resources I use is Duolingo. Quantitative reasoning. Okay, that's Miss Blessing Blanco. You're asking for resources to use for quantitative reasoning. Now, can I be honest with you? That subject that we call quantitative reasoning, I have not heard of it before in this part of the world. Let me be honest, right? I have not heard of it before, right? Now, not because, so what happens is, rather what you'll be talking about here will be critical thinking. And critical thinking, if you look at even if you do the British curriculum, for example, critical thinking used to be a strand, for example, in maths, but it was taken out because it's expected. Critical thinking should not be secluded to a subject or a time of the day. Critical thinking is something you should be doing every time of the day. So every lesson you have, critical thinking should go into it. So you should put up your lessons in such a way that the children have to reason critically. So they don't have a time where, okay, this is time for quantitative reasoning or for problem solving. If you go and check the updated British curricula or whatever curriculum it is that you're using, they have scrapped all of those things. There is no subject or strand called critical thinking because everything you should do should be part of critical thinking. So, someone is agreeing with me. Critical thinking is part of all subjects. That's Miss Emmanuel Favor. Thank you. Okay, so I've talked about Duolingo. I think we have about 3 minutes before admin kicks me out of here. I'm a man under authority here. Kahoot. Everybody, people that know me, I love Kahoot. There's no day I don't play Kahoot in my classroom with my kids, right? Kahoot. If I have time, maybe I'll end with a Kahoot. Has anybody used Kahoot here before? Kahoot, yes or no? So that's another fantastic resource that I use. Fantastic. Yeah, Kahoot is good. If you want interaction, there are benefits and all of that. Kahoot. There are some downsides as well. Kahoots get you engagement in the sense that, so I mean, in my own classroom, all the children have their own devices. They have tabs and everything. So I just put it up on the board, and then we're all working together in the classroom. The downside of Kahoot is you might not know who got the question right or wrong. Kahoot doesn't give you that. Mr. Onyino says our curriculum is totally out of date. TTN needs to assist in this wise. Someone says it's not just as fast as other tools. Miss Evo, what tool is that you're talking about? Okay, so like I said, Kahoot is fantastic, very interactive. You can choose your own questions, you can do so many things around Kahoot. I don't have the time to show you a lot of these things, right? Booklet is fantastic. So like I said, there are a number of resources. Another one that I like to use a lot is quizzes. Yes, quizzes. I love using quizzes as well. So for gamifications, it's either I'm using quizzes or I'm using Kahoot. Now, and for even the quizzes, if you are using Google Classrooms, for example, you can incorporate your Google Classrooms into quizzes. You can give assignments, you can give tasks and all of that. Mr. Manon says Kahoot is also interactive, but oftentimes takes time to load depending on your device. Well, so depending, like I said, maybe depending on your device or on the network. I use Kahoot, and I usually don't have any challenge with Kahoot. Mr. Kaya to say quizzes is preferable. It depends on your preference. I have some of my kids that prefer quizzes. I have some of them that prefer Kahoot. It depends on what it. Now, Kahoot can be. You can do. Quizzes can help you if you want individualized learning. So you want the child to start and finish stuff on their own. Kahoot is more of, you can do, the group thing together. We are all seeing the question together. Everybody answer on your iPad, that kind of thing. Ibrahim says, I think educators should start a massive campaign to pressure the incompetent leaders to revamp our education sector. I'm not a politician. I cannot help you with that one. My own here is to expose you to where the world is going to, right? So quizzes is another thing that you can use. Mercedes is giving out another one. She says vocabulary is also good in teaching. Fantastic. Heart survey. So you see, we are all here to learn together. And I said, me too, I will steal and go and use. All right. Now, I probably have 1 or 2 minutes before I get kicked out. What are the things you should think of when you want to implement all of this? Because some of you have seen so many resources now, and you want to go into the classroom tomorrow on the Monday morning. You want to torture the children. On Saturday, I learned a lot of things. You pack everything together. Don't do that, right? Start small, especially if you are just starting off with this thing. Don't put everything at once. Nobody's pressuring you to include everything in your lesson at once. Start small, gradually introduce these things, plan it out, right? So begin by incorporating game-like elements into small activities and all of that, okay? So that's the first tip. Then let it align with your learning objectives. It's not just about, playing games and all of that. If the game is not in line with the objective you are trying to achieve, then it's a waste of time. It becomes fun they're just having in the classroom. And we don't have enough time to be having fun. Just fun, right? Yes, you should be having fun while learning, but having just fun in the classroom, you don't have enough time to do that, right? So make sure that game aligns with the objectives. Mr. Teslim, what question is that? Is it Mr. or Mrs.? I'm not sure. What question is that? It says my question has not been attended to. I'm not sure I saw the question. If you can, please resend it. It's difficult to keep up with a lot of things. I have how many screens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens in front of me right now. I'm monitoring 6 screens at the same time. So it's difficult to keep up with some things. It says, how can I incorporate gamification for learning in rural areas? So like I've said, you can start off with non-digital resources. So some of these things, if you have access to maybe a computer, print off, like the word work we just talked about, you can print off that worksheet and give it to the children. You can have a leaderboard. Instead of having a digital leaderboard like I am using here, you can have a chart in your classroom and you put the points there. The children can see it, right? Those are some of the things you can do. If there's a center in your locality and all of that, maybe there's a place that you can access maybe 10 children, 15 children, and they have maybe interactive whiteboards. Book a session, take them to do it as an excursion. You may not have it in your classroom every day, but from time to time you can get them exposed to it. There are several ways. I've always said to people, it's not a lack of progress, is not a lack of resources, is a lack of resourcefulness, right? There are several resources, there are things you can do, and that's why even the resources I've shared with you today are absolutely free tools, right? I've not shared anything that has to do with money and all of that. They're absolutely free tools. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Mr. or Mrs. Teslim now. Okay, so like I said, align the learning objectives to your lesson and then provide feedback, right? Give feedback. One good thing about games is that it gets instant feedback. That's one advantage of games. One thing, if you ask me, one thing that I hate the most as a teacher all my life is marking. I hate to mark. If someone can develop an AI tool to help me mark my notes, that would help me. I hate to mark, right? But if you can give the children instant feedback as they're doing the work, they're getting feedback immediately. That's fantastic. So that's one advantage all of these games will give to you. Unlike when they do classwork, you now have to mark, oh, you got this one right, you got this one wrong. As they're doing the game, they're getting the feedback. So instant feedback is one of the benefits of gamification. So provide feedback where necessary. Keep it fun. All right. And when we are talking about fun for the learners, not fun for you. We don't care about whether you enjoy it or not. It's not you that we are after. Fun for the learners. Keep it fun. Make it fun for the learners. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to shut it down now. Admin is about to kick me out. I talked to you about giving you a free tool. So, 100 AI tools for educators. It's a pack. Let me see if I can find it and show you what it looks like. Hey, I didn't even think about that. Let me show you what it looks like so that you can know what it is that you are going to get from that. I didn't even think about showing this to you before. Give me a second. Admin, just give me 1 minute. Let me just show them what the tool looks like. So for people that may feel that it's not something for me. Trust me, it's not just for someone is agreeing with me that we're in the same boat. You hate marking. Thank you. Someone should please develop an AI tool for me to mark so that I can take that off my plate. I will pay you for that one. Just develop that for me. All right. So this is the tool I'm talking about. Let me make it bigger. So you can see over 100 of them. So this is tools for presentations. You can see all the tools and all of them are hyperlinked. So all the links are there. I've collated all of these together. So all these are for presentations. Now this is text to speech tools, right? Fantastic. These are amazing resources. All of them are there and all the links are there as well, and a brief explanation of what it does for you and the links to get to those then. Lesson plan creation tools, right? School leaders. There was a time I was teaching about, I was teaching some AI tools and how to get lesson plans and everything using AI. And some school owner came back to me. You want my teachers to be lazy? They will no longer be planning their work. I said, no, it's just to enhance what it is that they're doing, right? So we have lesson plan creation tools, a number of them that are there. All of these are there for you. You have image tools. This is not an AI lesson, right? So I don't have time to show you how to create all of these things. Maybe one of these days we can talk about, doing a full AI lesson, and I can show you some of these things. And then you have AI video tools. Yes, video tools as well. All of these things are available. Chrome extensions, amazing Chrome extensions that we have here. Adjusting reading levels. So these are AI tools for the reading levels. Academic research. So like I said, if this info educate for university levels, so you have tools for academic research and all of that. These are all tools for academic research and charts with PDFs. So you can see all of this, over 100 of them, over 100, all the lessons curated, everything curated there. So ladies and gentlemen, let me drop the link to access this in the chats for you. And then someone says, seriously, majority of the digital immigrants principals dislike the use of technology in teaching. They said it makes teaching lazy. Send them to me, Mr. Luashe. Send them to me so we can send them for deliverance. Let's go and deliver them out of that captivity. Okay, yes, I was going to send you the link for that resource. Give me a sec. I think some people have been able to scan that QR already to get it. But anyways, admin, I'm done. I would send the link in the chat box, but I'm done. I don't have overstayed my time here. So let me get out of your way while I look for the link and give to you guys. Is admin there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I sent you a message.
Okay.
Mrs. Okewo is meant to take the closing, but she needs the co-hosts.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Yep, I've done that.
Okay.
Now.
All right, Mrs. Okewo. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
ladies and
you so much, Mr. Agbede. Thank you so much. I think we need to go back to the chat room and keep sharing the flowers, the claps. We need to appreciate Mr. Agbede. This was an awesome session. Please go to the chat room and let's appreciate Mr. Agbede. Mr. Agbede, thank you so much. I truly enjoyed this. And I've taken down quite a number of tools I'll start using to ensure that my lessons are more interactive and make the children enjoy learning every day. Thank you so much, Mr. Agbede. I'm sure that if you go to the chat room now, you see how much we appreciate what you've done for us today. Thank you, and may God continue to bless you. Just to let you know that TTN is a platform that encourages teachers and provides excellent training for teachers. Now, who is the brain behind TTN? Our executive director, Dr. Kehinde Wani. She's the brains behind TTN. She makes everything possible so that teachers can have access to almost free training. So we do have different plans for TTN. We have plans for those for the free trainings. We have plans for paid members. So you can be a TTN member and be absolutely free. You can be a TTN member and also pay for some form of subscription. So if you're a TTN member, for free, you will get access to virtual communication platform. We have platforms on WhatsApp group, and you can have access to information, access to links to resources. We have our virtual meetings. You have access to that. We have our quarterly training, just like what you just enjoyed now. It's totally free. You have access to this. We have resource sharing. We have a resource repository. You can have access to. Mr. Abayomi just talked about that. So you can go on to our links. Mr. Abayomi, if you can drop our links in the chat room so that they can have access to the repository. Go to our YouTube channel. We have a community where we create a sense of belonging. We have exciting activities. We gather to enjoy. We had the Christmas program where we celebrated Christmas. We did the Christmas decorations. We also have opportunities to, just let down everything and have fun. And then we have our annual conferences. Talking about annual conferences, Mr. Bayomi will also share with you about our next annual conference that is coming up, I think, in 2 months. So I'm also going to go back to talk about subscribed members. So all I had talked about was about free access to TTN. Now, if you subscribe to TTN, all you need to do is pay 24,000 Naira for a yearly subscription. And if you do that, you have access to 8 trainings annually. You have access to 2 TRCN approved workshops per year. You have access to certificates for all the training programs. So for paid members that attended today's training, they would get certificates. You have access to peer mentoring. You can imagine how important having a mentor is. You have access to smaller cell group discussion. After a meeting, a session like this, you have smaller group where you discuss, talk about how it's working in your school, the challenges you faced, and another person could actually share how they handle those challenges and way forward. You have access to official membership card or email signature. So you have your email signature, you have TTN there. Whenever you send an email, they know you're a member of TTN. That would open doors for you. You have access to discounts on our annual conferences, the annual conference that Mr. Bayobe will talk about. We have discount for those that want to go on trips to UK, on East Africa, for classroom observations. You get discount on that. You also get discount with partner brands. TTN has partnered with quite a number of organizations to make things easier for teachers. You will get access to those discounts. So please be a subscribed member to have access to these discounts. And thank you so much again for joining us. Mr. Bayomi, please, if you kindly talk about the conference coming up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Okewo. So we shared the links. You can see our WhatsApp link is there for you to join the WhatsApp group. The Telegram link is also there. Our social media also there. We are very, very conversant, in all of this, and we'll make sure that we respond to your DMs or inquiries or anything that you so need there. So our education conference comes up Saturday, 17th of May, 2025. And our theme is, funny enough, just as Mr. Agbede has said, is Education 2030, Future Trends, Technology, and the Human Element. So we want to know, would humans still be needed in 2030 and beyond, or will tech and AI have taken over everything, really? So that's what the conference is about. I'm sure a lot of people here have attended our conference before, and you probably know how we go all out on that. We won't give you anything less. Also, I'd like to say thank you to Dr. Kehinde Owani, who is the brain behind this, just as Mrs. Okewa said. And I would also like to say thank you for coming. We wanted this to be 2 hours. We've kept to our word. And, there are links that are being shared. Feedback forms is being shared here in the group. Francis, if you can, please share the feedback form also and the social media link. So you can go ahead and drop it. For people asking about the free tool and the resources and things like that, the link, we have a TTN resource for educators. So that has been shared and will continue to be shared if you join the WhatsApp platform, join our social media platforms. We would share all of that. You get access to Mr. Agbede's slides, just as you said. You would have all of those. Just request for it, or you can send us an email or call us or reach out to us on social media. So I think that's all, Mrs. Okay. Well, for the education conference, we will launch the registration link and we'll send it to everyone. Of course, it's paid. It's a 10,000 naira investment. But the beautiful thing about Dr. Wani is she's particular about people joining. So there's a discount of, I think, about 10 to 15% if you are registering a group of 20 teachers and above. So I think that's something that you might want to tap into. Just come together, register as 20 teachers, and then you can pay. You can get access to the discount, which is about 10 or 15%. We would confirm that and then let everyone know. But the initial fee per person is 10,000 naira only. 10,000 naira only. And so we look forward to having you there. We keep to our word. We keep to our time. It will start at 10 a.m. Saturday, 17th May 2025, and we look forward to see you there. Someone's asking where would it be? It'll be at the Muson Center. It'll be at the Muson Center, which is quite big and then can take a whole lot of us. That is where we used last year. So we just want to keep that going. Right. So thank you. We'd have very beautiful speakers as usual, giveaways as usual, and things like that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mrs. Okewo, do you want to add anything, or can we just round up now? Okay, I guess we can round up now. So thank you so much. Please, the feedback form is in the chat box. The feedback forms are in the chat box. You might want to engage that. You might want to engage that just to make sure that 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 you give us your feedback so we can move on. We can give you better programs next time. Thank you so much, Mr. Agbede, for coming through. Thank you, everyone. I can see Mrs. Obafisoye in the chat box also here. One of my favorite HOS. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody who has joined from diverse schools. I don't know if Queen's College teachers, are you here? Please, if you are here, can you just say hello in the chat box? Queen's College teachers, are you here? If you are here on YouTube, that's fine. You can just say hello in the chat box. Okay, QC. Okay, I guess maybe some of them have left or so. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you, and have okay. Hello. Oh, okay, I see someone from QC. All right, it will be college. I trust you guys are here, of course. Thank you so much. It will be. Thank you, LPSS. Thank you, Meadow Hall. Thank you to Alausa. Thank you to all the districts that are here. Thank you to Junior College, Alimosho. Thank you to everyone that Alausa, Ikeja, the districts, District 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Ambassadors College, Ota, Ikota, Private School. I see all of you. Bloombridge, thank you. Thank you so much from the Philippines. Thank you so much. Abuja, thank you. Up OC, IC, thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Mr. Agbede, I sent a private chart. So thank you all so much. You can go about your various duties. Some people might have one there and they want to prepare. So thank you all and have a great day. Have a great day. God bless you.